you can see how nice it is to speak without anybody heckling at you. You have enjoyed speaking today, so give that enjoyment to others when they speak. Member for Nyeri Town.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the finance bill as amended by the proposal or by the report of the Finance Committee. And I urge the chair of the Finance Committee to ensure that by 1 o'clock tomorrow, all the amendments that the committee has proposed are rightfully before this House. Mr. Speaker, I have spoken to the people of Nyeri Town who elected me. I started with the Archbishop Muheria of the Nyeri Archdiocese, who even gave me the report that he presented before the Committee of Finance during the public participation. And Mr. Speaker, I have spoken...
Order, Madenge. What is out of order? Honorable... Is it Masara?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Honorable Masara.
Mr. Speaker, the member is out of order because we cannot call, I'm a Catholic by faith. The bishop cannot come and confirm to us in this house that the member of parliament talked to him. So, under Standing Order 91.
Order, Honorable
Mr.
Masara.
Speaker.
Order. Do you have any information to the contrary? He says he spoke to a bishop in his constituency. What's wrong with that?
Mr. Speaker, under 91.
Order, Masara, you are out of order.
Okay.
He's not even using the bishop as an authority to advance his argument. He's just saying he spoke to him. Go on, Madenge.
Honorable Speaker, I have spoken to my constituents in the market in Nyeri Town. I have spoken to my constituents in Gatito location. I have spoken to my constituents in Rolengo location. And I have listened to their proposals and their objections to the finance bill as originally tabled in this House. Their concerns have been adequately addressed in the report tabled by the Finance Committee in this House. And as a result, Mr. Speaker, all the JSS teachers in the 43 primary schools in the constituency who had been requesting me for permanent, for PNP employment, I can today proudly in this House confirm to them that through the funds raised using this finance bill, their employment is guaranteed. I can confirm to the doctors who went on strike in this country over money for interns and their collective bargaining agreement that was not implemented, that the promise given to them will be funded through this finance bill. I can confirm to the coffee farmers of Nyeri and Mount Kenya region that the debt write-off that has been promised by the government, the funds will be raised using this finance bill. Mr. Speaker, the executive brought their proposal to this House. This House has the mandate to look at the proposals by the executive and either agree with them, reject them, or amend. It is incumbent among us tomorrow, if you do give direct that way, Mr. Speaker, that we exercise our mandate as a House and contribute towards the advancement of this country in terms of the budget that we passed in this House. Mr. Speaker, we started by passing the budget policy statement that indicated that we would have increased expenditure this financial year. Where did we expect the money to come from? If, when the proposals are brought to us, then all we are doing is saying reject in its totality. A lot of the young men who sent messages to my phone, I engaged them and asked them to specify the particular sections of the bill that they wanted me to say no to. A lot of them just kept saying reject in totality, meaning they had actually not interacted with the document, but they have been fed to believe that this finance bill had nothing good for this country. On the contrary, none of these members has rejected the increase in the CDF allocation in the constituencies. None of these members has rejected the employment of the JSS teachers in their constituencies. None of these members has objected to the payment of the doctors' salaries as promised during their strike. Honorable Speaker, I sit in the Health Committee. We have proposed to implement UHC. None of these members have opposed the provision of improved health services for our people. Honorable Speaker, I support.
Yes, Mwango, what is the problem?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to seek your clarity on whether we are discussing the budget or the finance bill.
There are contemporaneous processes. TJ Kajwang.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When many people have spoken, as a ranking member, I do not want to repeat what people have said here.
So you surrender the...
Nor do I want to, not surrender, I will not surrender at the time, but nor do I want to bore you with a lot of unnecessary information. But Mr. Speaker, sir...
yes, Honorable Zambia.
On a point of
What
order.
is out of order? Hold your horses. Kajwang. Give Honorable Zambia the mic. Give him the mic. Give him the mic. You can. Pardon? There you are.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm not out of order, but I wanted to remind you that I've been seated here since morning, and when I checked in the screen there, it was almost number 2.
Order,
so I'm worried that
order, Honorable Zambia, take your seat. I have also been sitting here since morning, Honorable Zambia. So have all these members. This system has been malfunctioning. It brings your names, then it erases them. So I have also been exercising discretion, sometimes to balance the house, gender, youth, and so on. You will speak. If we don't speak today, I'll be here at 9:30 in the morning. And I can give you an undertaking. If you are here, I'll start with you. Kajwang? No idea.
Mr. Speaker, Article 221 that was quoted by the chair of the Finance Committee is very clear that the financial documents must be before the House 2 months before the time that they relate. When you look at 221, in fact, starting from 220, 221, and 223, you get the impression that the Constitution anticipated that these documents would have to be reconsidered in one set. Now, there was a BPS which was presented to this House, in which the minister expressed the fundamentals upon which this budget was drawn, and therefore the Finance Act or the Finance Bill. Now, when you see that Finance Bill was predicated upon the BPS, when now we see the the report of the Finance Committee, you will see that almost 18 articles or clauses are designed to be changed. And you can do the math, and my friend was telling me that it is something in the tune of 300 or so billion shillings. The point I make is that the alterations which are being done, whether right or wrong, are such that they fundamentally and substantially change the architecture of the financial bill, which was predicated upon the BPS. Now, that is a constitutional and public finance construct that we have to call the minister and even we as National Assembly, because this is our process, the budgeting process. That is the first point I want to put. And so when we say that the details are good, or we are changing things and so on, then think of, if anything else, a constitutional construct which must guide the budgeting process. And members of the public are entitled that we do good governance and follow the constitutional principles, number one. Number two, somebody said, and this is the only point I want to repeat, somebody saying it is giving with the right hand and taking from the left hand. You can still work the maths and see the amount that is said to be given out, in this bread tax and so on, which is being made right by the committee. You will still see that in actual fact, that amendment which is seeking to introduce RLMF is substantial enough to absorb all these things that they are bringing. And let me tell you, Kenyans, you are not going to pay fuel. It is not going to be more expensive. What these people are timing is your electricity. It is your electricity. It is that amount which shows every day on your electricity bill, which supports the extraction of power, generation of power. That is what this thing will be all about. And so when you think about all these things, it is, and Honorable Nikal told me, and it was from very good authority, from his own wife, who's a professor also, vice chancellor. He told me that this budget is a decoy. It is a decoy. It is made to look like, it is like a glass. And yet deep inside it, it has done even worse than it should have been. But now you are being told that we are very, we like the public, we listened to you, and we have changed. Nothing has changed. And the last thing is, when we will come to the appropriation, the only two things which will happen, either they will amend the Appropriation Act to be able to absorb this, or they will borrow more. And so Kenyans will be even in a deeper shit. Oh, no, that is not parliamentary. I'm sorry. Parliament will be in a deeper hole. That hole, that big hole, that you...
Thank you. Munyori. Give the mic to Honorable Munyori.
Munyoro. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I appreciate the honor of getting this opportunity to speak. First, Honorable Speaker,